There is a powerful shift that happens the moment you stop explaining yourself to everyone. You stop wasting energy on people who have already decided not to understand you. You stop shrinking your dreams so they feel comfortable. And you stop defending choices that are actually moving your life forward. Most people don't ask for explanations because they care. They ask because they doubt you. Every extra word you give them feeds that doubt. But when you choose silence, when you stand firm without justifying every move, something changes inside you. You begin to trust yourself more. Your confidence stops depending on approval, and your actions start carrying weight. When you stop explaining yourself, you create boundaries. You teach people that your time, your focus, and your vision are not open for debate. You move with clarity instead of confusion. You act with purpose instead of fear. And slowly, people stop questioning you, not because you convinced them, but because your consistency speaks louder than your words. Life changes when you stop trying to be understood by everyone and start being aligned with who you truly are. Over-explaining is often mistaken for clarity, but in reality, it slowly erodes self-confidence. When you feel the need to justify every decision, every boundary, and every step you take, it sends a message, not just to others, but to yourself, that you don't fully trust your own judgment. Each extra explanation becomes a silent question mark attached to your choice, as if you are asking for permission instead of standing in certainty. The habit of over-explaining usually comes from fear of being misunderstood, fear of rejection, or fear of disappointing others. But confidence is not built by avoiding discomfort, it is built by standing firm in it. The more you explain, the more you give others the power to evaluate, criticize, or reshape your decisions. This slowly trains people to believe that your choices are negotiable, that you can be talked out of what you know is right for you. True confidence is quiet. It does not argue or defend itself unnecessarily. When you stop over-explaining, you begin to feel stronger internally because you are no longer outsourcing your self-belief. You start making decisions based on alignment, not approval. This shift changes how you carry yourself, how others perceive you, and how seriously your words and actions are taken. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness, but in reality, it is one of the strongest forms of self-control. Every time you explain yourself unnecessarily, you spend mental and emotional energy trying to manage how others perceive you. That energy is limited. When it is wasted on justifying your actions, there is less left for focus, discipline, and growth. Silence acts as a shield, protecting that energy from being drained by pointless conversations and endless opinions. When you choose silence, you stop reacting to every question, doubt, or challenge thrown your way. Not every comment deserves a response, and not every misunderstanding requires correction. By staying silent, you maintain emotional stability instead of getting pulled into arguments that lead nowhere. This creates inner calm and allows you to stay centered on what truly matters. Silence also sharpens clarity. Without the noise of constant explanations, your mind becomes clearer and your intentions stronger. You begin to move with purpose instead of pressure. The less you talk, the more intentional your actions become, and the more powerful your presence feels. One of the hardest lessons in personal growth is realizing that not everyone is entitled to your reasoning. Many people don't ask questions because they genuinely want to understand you. They ask because they want influence, control, or reassurance that your choices align with their expectations. When you explain yourself to everyone, you give them a level of access they haven't earned. Your life, your goals, and your decisions are deeply personal. Explaining them to the wrong people invites unnecessary opinions, doubt, and interference. Some minds are already closed, and no amount of explanation will change that. Instead of creating understanding, your words may be used to judge, discourage, or slow you down. Knowing when to remain silent is a sign of maturity, not secrecy. As you grow, you learn to be selective. You reserve explanations for those who respect you, support you, and truly care about your progress. By doing this, you protect your vision from negativity and preserve your confidence. Privacy becomes a form of power, allowing you to move forward without carrying the weight of other people's expectations. Boundaries are not created through long explanations or emotional justifications. They are created through consistent behavior. Every time you feel compelled to explain a boundary, you weaken it. Words invite negotiation, but silence delivers certainty. When you stop explaining why you said no, why you chose distance, or why you changed direction, you send a clear message that your limits are firm. Many people struggle with boundaries because they fear being seen as rude, selfish, or difficult. So they explain, soften, and overjustify, hoping others will understand. But strong boundaries don't require understanding. They require respect. Silence removes the opportunity for others to argue, guilt, trip, or manipulate you into crossing your own line. When your boundaries are communicated through action instead of words, people learn quickly how to treat you. You stop being pulled into emotional debates and start experiencing peace. This kind of quiet firmness builds self-respect and teaches others that access to you is earned. Not automatic words can be questioned, misunderstood, or ignored, but actions are difficult to deny. When you spend too much time explaining what you plan to do, why you are doing it, or how it will work, you give people a chance to doubt you before you've even begun. Explanations create expectations, and expectations invite criticism. Action, on the other hand, allows results to arrive without debate. Consistency is what gives actions their power. Showing up every day, staying disciplined, and moving forward quietly builds credibility over time. People may challenge your words, but they respect patterns they can see. When your progress becomes visible, explanations become unnecessary because the evidence is already there. By focusing on execution instead of explanation, you shift from talking about potential to living it. Your silence keeps you moving, and your actions create impact. Eventually, questions fade, opinions fall away, and attention shifts from what you say to what you have achieved. Stop explaining yourself, not out of pride, but out of purpose. You don't need to convince the world when you are already convinced. Let your silence protect your focus. Let your boundaries defend your peace. And let your actions speak in places where words never could. When you trust yourself enough to move without justification, everything changes. Your confidence, your direction, and the way the world responds to you.